Well, good morning, kids. Nice to be back with you again this Sunday morning. You know, a long time ago, I went to school too, and I discovered that one of the most important things that I thought at the time was the most important thing was who my friends were. In just about every school you go to and about every class you're in, what you discover is there are a few kids that are the really, really popular kids. And then most of the other kids are kind of average kids. And then, of course, there are some that are very unpopular. But all the average kids and everybody else always wanted to be friends with the cool kids because they kind of looked like they were perfect. They were usually a little bit smart, and they were very outgoing, and they were funny, and they were happy. And, you know, we just thought, wow, these kids are perfect. And if I could just hang out with them, I'd be more perfect than I am now. The reality is I never fit in with the cool kids. They didn't hate me, but I really wasn't part of the group. All my friends were kind of pretty average people like I was. And what I discovered over time is that in some ways that was better because, well, I wasn't perfect and neither were my friends. And there was something kind of nice about that. Let me show you a little cool video of a couple people who discover each other, find out that they're not perfect, but they have the same kind of imperfections, and that makes for a really wonderful relationship.
Chance was actually hit by a car and was left on the side of the road for dead. San Antonio Pets Alive, they saved him right before he was going to be euthanized. They gave him a chance. So then that's where they came up with the name Chance.
My husband's like, we have to get him because nobody's going to love him like we're going to love him.
I deal with the same struggles that he deals with. Man, he's like my best friend. We do everything together. When he's in a chair and we're running together down the street, he feels free. You know, it's easy for us to relate. Initially, with him being in a wheelchair, I just thought that was kind of the coolest thing that they offer that for animals. I knew his struggles as well as mine, and I knew that we could overcome those obstacles together. Chance is extremely active. He can't jump like all the other dogs, but I don't hold him back. I mean, he'll still try to jump on the couch. He'll leap off the back porch into the grass.
Michael always looks on the brighter side of everything. Chance is absolutely the same way. He follows him in whatever he does.
The difference Chance makes in my life is the happiness and the courage to know that there isn't anything that anybody can't do.
It's so nice to come home and he's running at you at the door. He's going so fast, his butt sliding into the wall. A dog that doesn't let anything get him down, it makes you appreciate life.
He kind of takes after me, I guess. He just knows that we have no restrictions and there isn't anything that we can't do.
So that was pretty cool, huh? That dog and that guy had a perfect life together. Each were not perfect, but their own imperfections kind of matched each other. Now, I'll tell you one thing, going back to when I was in school, one thing I discovered later, and I graduated from high school about 45 years ago now. Seems like forever ago. Most of the people I thought were perfect back then weren't. In fact, the reality is they were just as flawed, if not a whole lot more flawed than I was. And as I've had a chance to look back at them and go to class reunions, what I've discovered is that I didn't miss anything by not really being their friends in junior high or high school. And there's not a single one of them whose life I would trade for the one that God has given me. So when you're looking for friends, and it's going to be an important part of your life, don't assume that there's going to be these perfect people who will be perfect friends and help you be better or smarter or wiser than you are. That's not to say that you shouldn't look for good qualities in your friends, because you should. But popularity is probably at the very bottom of the list. Try to find good people who are just not perfect. Ideally people who love God as much as you love God. And together you're going to kind of muddle through. Neither's going to be perfect, but hopefully each of you are going to make each other better. And you won't have this unrealistic idea of how other people really live and how they are. And sometimes just being ourselves, even though we're flawed, not as good as we'd like to be. And finding people that you can be that with is a whole lot more important than finding that ideal person who you think is going to be perfect. Find good people who believe what you believe, who are good and solid, and yeah, sometimes they're going to be weird or stupid, and that's not only okay, it's kind of fun sometimes. But make good friends, and you can be imperfect together, and you can grow together, and they're the ones that you're going to have for the rest of your life. Kids, have a great Sunday, and we'll see you next week. Bye.